Some weeks stretch you and soften you all at the same time, just to remind you how human you actually are. Last week was definitely one of those weeks. So from asking my tailor to give me a little discount because yeah, and then actually realizing she was the exact person that I needed, to recognizing the consequences of missing a connection or making a connection with the right people. Delayed action. It's not a good thing. And then just like reflecting on all the stories that we tell ourselves when we don't have all the information, and also the stories that others refuse to tell you, and what you can and can't navigate. This week has been layered, shall we call it. And with the 5-year anniversary of losing my mum approaching, my body's been whispering, and been whispering before my mind catches up even. So I'm listening carefully, softly, and slowly. This episode is going to be called Stories, Strength and Softness. I'm Ramat Tejani. This is the weekly unfold where I share ideas of the asks, the failures, the lessons and the fails. I said fails already. And the gratitude that I have that just shape the way that I'm going through this thing called life. Let's get into it. A discount from my tailor. The price she quoted me was just a bit higher than I had planned and than I expected. And I appreciate the work that she's going to have to do, but I also know what goes into it. My mum used to love sewing clothes for us. And I'm not going to say that I therefore know everything about making clothes and all the rest of it. I absolutely do not. But I do have a good sense, and I've had similar work done before. So I think because I was like a new customer, maybe she was trying it. I don't know. But, if you don't ask, you don't get. And so I asked her for a little reduction, and we came to a compromise. So, yeah, I asked. It wasn't anything dramatic. She felt comfortable enough to drop it. So yeah, that was cool. As I left the shop, I saw a queue forming, and I was like, yeah, you chose the right one. So this one is about like forgetting to connect with someone. I was at an event with someone, and they were great. We had a great conversation, and then I didn't manage to connect with them or to get their details. And the work they do, I could use that service in the future. And that time came up, and I didn't have their contact details. Now, that's fine. I could always go back to the person that is kind of like our common denominator. But the problem or the challenge that we have is that everyone works to their own timelines. So when I reached out to the person that knows both of us, that person was obviously doing whatever they were doing in life, and so didn't get back to me in time for me to get back to the person. It was just the whole thing. It was just a really good reminder that sometimes delays have consequences. And the delay in this instance was connecting with that person, and I'd meant to do it and I just forgotten. So yeah, it's not like always catastrophic. It's like not a big thing, but it was a good, it was like a failure on my part. I should have reached out, and I should have connected with the gentleman closer to the time, and then I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. So yeah, just a reminder that sometimes forgetting to follow through can close doors that you didn't mean to close. That's what happened to me. I didn't want to close that door, but yeah. Anyway, it wasn't closed completely, and I now have his details, and we'll figure out what we're going to do in the future. You can only navigate with the information that you have. And that's important to remember, because if you don't know certain parts of the story or, the situation, you can't be held responsible for the way that you show up based on what you do know. So, for example, someone says, oh, people are saying XYZ about the way in which you show up in a certain space. You're not told who the people are. You're not told what it is they are saying, and yet you're expected to change. You can't adapt. You can't improve. You can't respond. You can't reflect, because you don't have any information about the shadows and the whispers that are happening around. It just doesn't work. So you have to just keep navigating the way you can based on what you know, and the information that you do have. Don't let the unknown eat away at you. It's not worth it. You know yourself best. Tomorrow marks 5 years since my Mumsy passed away. Yeah, 5 years. It's wild. And every year my body remembers before my brain remembers. So yeah, it's just a reminder that you know yourself best. I'm giving myself grace, and I'm standing firm on certain boundaries that I have in place at the moment. I'm taking space and even leaning into softness a little bit. And that means different things to me at the moment. But yeah, just remember that you know yourself best, and whatever shape grief takes this year, I'm just going to flow with it. Yeah, I'm just going to flow with it. So yeah, that's it. That's my, that's it. Friendsgiving with the girlies. Thanks to Jen. She decided that she wanted to celebrate everyone's birthdays. Alice's birthday has just gone, and then two of us have their birthdays in November, but everyone's running around. We don't know who's going to be around, who's not going to be around. So Jen did her thing. So that was cool. There was lots of laughter. There were almost tears. We ate lots of cake, and yeah, had a good time. So super thankful and grateful for the girls for just being them and just showing up the way they do. It's the kind of evening that just feels like a really good hug from people that get you. And I wish it for everybody. You all deserve those kind of evenings. Catching up with Daddy Tejani. It's been a little while because he's been in Ghana. I've been in Romania for work, then in Senegal for my retreat. We've both just been living life. And so having the chance to catch up with him today, I literally just got back from seeing him and I was like, oh, let me do my thing now. I haven't even taken my coat off. But yeah, it's always good catching up with him, chatting nonsense, causing good trouble. It's always needed. And yeah, just super grateful for those moments that I have with Daddy Tejani. Rekindling my curiosity. Now, I went to an event this past week exploring AI and marketing. A little geeky, yeah, but it was so good. And my good friend who I've known, got to know more recently through this network that we were in together, Amina, she hosting it. Her organisation was hosting it, and she posted about it on LinkedIn. I was like, do you know what? Let me go support. And it turned out to be such a great event. We had two speakers. The two first speakers both happened to be women, but they were so sick. I actually had to tell them both after the fact that like they've just like piqued some great pieces of curiosity in my brain. So yeah, we heard perspectives from BCG, Mind Gym, Olivier, rather, Diageo. And I don't know, like the whole conversation just lit up a part of my brain that feels like it's been waiting to be reactivated. I used to go to these sorts of events all the time, and then I don't know, life happened, like I just wasn't feeling it and all the rest of it. But anyway, I'm back at it, really loved it. And I feel like curiosity, it is a trait that some people have, but I also feel like sometimes it can be a bit of a muscle and we need to like build that muscle a bit. So it felt like I was waking up my curiosity muscle again. Or I have been over the last few weeks with different things, but this was a really good one. So fun times back at events and stuff. Week 48 or 52. I mentioned that it is 5 years since we lost my mum, and I'm not forcing myself into anything. My body and my mind they'll respond however they respond. Each year they do that in their own way, and I am trying to honour that, whatever that looks like. I know that this week I am going to be pouring into others. Pouring into others that rarely get poured into themselves. So I'm hosting an event, which is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see everyone. I hope they love it as much as I've loved pulling it all together for them. And then I'm going to pour into myself as well. I deserve that, so I'm going to do a bit of pouring into myself. I feel like softness is a word that I'm going to really lean into this week coming up. Softness and care, and just choosing myself gently and without apology, ultimately, because I deserve that. So yeah, here's to what might be an interesting week. Thank you as always for watching, and as always, stay out of trouble unless it's good trouble, in which case go wild. See you soon.